Now you're good.
Oh my gosh.
You've been doing all that talking.
For nothing.
He probably did it right at the end of the last match.
It was still going though. He was still Deshane.
I don't know. Well, because they did the other match. They did the one pocket. That was just.
The one pocket was still going too.
Yeah, no. That's where they left.
No.
I don't know. We'll have to look. Anyway, so here we go. Jung Lin Chang and Eklent Kaci. They are 1-1. We got a little late start. Everybody's tired, exhausted. But we're double checking the score just to make sure it's good. Da, 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 da. Where's Eklent from? Do you know where Eklent is from? I know he's played on the Moscone Cup team for Europe.
I want to say Russia, but that just sounds like it's just a...
Eklent Kaci. I don't know. It was somewhere I wasn't expecting it to be from.
Yeah.
Right. So the score was right?
Albania.
Yeah,
the score is right.
Okay, so now it's 2-1. Eklent is in the lead. In this game, at 9-ball, they got to get at least 3 balls above the head string after the break, or make a ball and 2, or make 2 balls and 1 above the head string. Call it the 3-point rule. Sophia's going to be a famous chick tonight. Presenting the 1 pocket champions, and then tomorrow night we got the 9-ball champions and the
all around.
It's going to be a nice race for the all around.
At this point, Billy Thorpe is in the lead for that.
Barely. Omar's right there, but they're both out of the 1 pocket, so that opens the door for everything. And neither one of those were in the finals. I want to say final 7.
Go figure that the time that I'm actually commentating really well, as far as knowing what the players are doing and knowing where they're going, and I'm drawing it right, it would be that the record button wasn't hit. That's such a rookie move.
Well.
Sorry, boss.
Oh, it's all good.
And it looks like Eklent is going to be able to pocket that 2, let it coast over.
Did he get to, I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention about the illegal break, so.
How that brightened up really bad, and then when he moved, it darkened up finally.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. We'll figure out a way to fix it.
Women like to get us all the lights for these, and then put pro cams in there.
It's them tall guys walk in front of the camera and adjust.
Yep. Still thankful that BilliardShoppingNetwork.com brings us this stream, along part of Bad Boys Billiard Production, badboys.tv.
Well, the 2 is good, the 3 is good.
And the 4 is good too. I mean, the 4 has pretty much 4 pockets to go into.
Yeah. I'm going to guess he will shoot the,
Wow.
Must have had a funky angle there. He's going to go a little too far, but he's going to shoot this in the side pocket and then 3 rail around for the 4.
You think he's going to bank it, or you think he's going to cut it?
He'll cut it.
Okay.
He'll cut it. I think he's going to try to a little draw.
Cuts it there.
A little spin.
Draws it, it's going to go bam.
Nah, he'll go 2, 3, and try to come out over there. That's what I think he'll try to do. Just like that. Yep.
And he doesn't.
Believe it or not, I drew that line with my finger.
And then the stream just knew what he wanted to do, so it just followed in with a red line.
Yeah, now he'll probably go above the 7 and then back out for the 5 to the middle of the table. Unless the angle is a little different, he can stay below the 7.
Or do you think he would maybe try to run into the 7?
Not on purpose, I don't think. And with the ball spread out like this, you really don't want to bump into stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can avoid it, it's just better just to avoid it. Yeah, he's going to put just a tad of draw, I think, and go to the rail and just back out.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see what kind of angle he's got. Yep, just like that.
He did exactly what you said. Mr. Rick Jones, professional pool player.
Used to could. Now he can go two different ways. He can go forward and three rail his way out or draw back. Either way, it's just a matter of preference from here.
This is driving me nuts over here.
What?
Mike D and his 20 packets of empty
look,
sugar.
This is my mess
I
right
know,
here.
I know,
My
I know.
phone and a bottle of Pepsi.
Please, folks, if you do attend Derby City, have some manners. Your mama doesn't live here.
And
so
he
just
drew
clean
back
up.
out. Perfect.
Clean up your messes.
Wow, look at that ball speed.
Oh, wow.
Perfect angle because now the cue ball's going straight towards the 7, so he'll go to the side rail and back out.
Eklent is an extremely strong player.
Still a young puppy.
Oh, yeah. He just turned 20.
Yeah.
His birthday happened to be during Derby City, and he put in a request to Derby City officials, Pat Fleming and them, to not hold the Derby City during his birthday. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He just made a mention of it, and he's like, it'd be nice if you could just reschedule the Derby City to not around my birthday, please.
Right.
Fun guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's fun here. And, man, just the young, aged talent that's been showing up out
The
here.
place is packed with it. I think it's like only the second or third time that it hasn't fallen on Bonnie's birthday.
And when is Bonnie's birthday?
January 14th.
Oh.
Derby used to be a little closer to the beginning of the month.
Eklent definitely has this cut, but...
Yeah, I probably hit it with a little draw.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really tell the angle if he can hit.
He's drawing.
Yeah, he'll hit.
Oh.
Yeah, about where you got the mouse, and then come straight down the table.
You think it's going to go straight down the table?
Yep, just like that.
Wow. So many things I need to learn. That was pretty.
Well, shooting that way, he put less spin on the ball. That was pretty much a straight draw. Let it go to the
There it
rail
is.
straight up.
Eklent at 3 and Chang at 1.
Some players would hit that with low right, which doesn't pull the cue ball back as far, and then it hits the rail and spins out, but then you start off a lot closer to the corner.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, Chang and Kaci, this is round 5 of 9-ball. They both still have their lives. For those of you unfamiliar, when you play here, you are allowed to buy back at any point in time. If you do get knocked out, you better make sure that you are bought back before the next round starts, because if you wait, you cannot. Also, after every single round, a new draw is done. Theoretically, you could, by some major misfortune, be drawn to play the same player.
Jung Lin Chang is the 5th highest Fargo rated player in the world at 814. It's pretty strong, pretty strong.
He aight.
And then let's see, trying to find Kaci. Kaci is, if the internet works.
Kaci sits at 805.
I got him as 806, but yeah, pretty close.
Oh, where are you looking at? Fargo rate? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's probably, I don't know. The 100 list might not have popped up. On my phone, I couldn't get it to pop up. It would only pop up the top 10.
This is why I've got this fancy little laptop next to me. Thank you, Auntie Michelle.
Smarty pants.
My laptop happened to get stolen. So my awesome best friend, Michelle Nelson out of Washington, she's like, you know what, Sophia, you better be prepared. She let me borrow her laptop. Wow, these guys. Well, looks like as far as the top 10 goes, yeah, it says Chang is actually,
Number 3 there, huh?
yeah, he's
Huh.
he's number 3.
Kaci's number 10.
And Chang comes to us from, looks like Taipei.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. At least 13 of the top 16 are here. That's strong.
Oh, even more than that. Alex Pagulayan, that's 15.
Yeah, I counted all the way
Oh.
down to there, but we don't have Albin. Albin Ocean's not here. Jingpeng Wu. And Pinyo Ki, or Ko, or Pin. I'm butchering those names. But they're not here.
Okay, so it looks like there's a conversation being had.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Kaci was on his phone. Is it a translator? He was on his phone, right? He had a glow on his face.
I don't know
That
what
was
happened
really-
there. I'll
really,
ask. I'll ask afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kaci got in the booth with you.
Well, no.
We need to
Kaci
make
got in
a
the booth.
list of who
Kaci
all
got-
got into the booth, because we've had Kaci,
Yeah.
we've had Busta,
Bergman.
we've had Bergman, we've had Steve Booth from the One Pocket Hall of Fame was in the booth with Mike for a little bit. You need to get one of the girls in here. You should see if you can get like Jennifer Beretta or
Oh, I would love to.
Katrina Koch and
Oh, Christina Katch.
yeah, somebody. Yeah.
I'll see if I can get Miss Jennifer Beretta. Just a beautiful woman. I follow her on Facebook and social media. I'm
She's
trying
really,
to get better
really
about
nice.
it. Yeah.
She did that movie Nine Ball.
Was she part of that Hustlers series too?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the movie Nine Ball.
So the really
we were
popular
doing
favorites.
The BCAPL Nationals, and she did a little demonstration on a pool table out in the foyer. And she just came over and said, hey, you guys don't get to come out and visit, so she gave me a copy of the movie and autographed it. That was
awesome.
kind of cool. Well, now what's he gonna do? Gotta either tell you the truth, I like playing it safe here. I like to just shoot this ball up the table here and bury that cue ball between there and make it really tough to get to. But these guys, he might just, if it goes by the 7, he'll just roll it up in the corner. If it goes the other way, it's a lot tougher.
And it
Yeah,
goes.
it
Wow.
went
He
by.
spun that in though. He had to
Yeah,
force
I
it to
didn't
go
think
in.
it'd go by.
No. That was pretty strong, sir.
Yeah, nice shot.
And it looks like he's going to be able to take the rest of this rack.
Make it look simple.
Yep.
Like
Must be
little
nice to be that
machines.
good. And I'm sure that he's been playing for a long time, and that his practice or his training regimen is akin to like what we would normally do for like a 40-hour job.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, when they're not in a match, they're always jumping on a table and practicing.
Yes, that is accurate. And these guys, man, they stay up late. They stay up so late with a lot of the action that happens on the second level of where we are at. Oh, sorry. I prematurely gave him that point because I was that confident that he was going to pocket.
Hope you didn't jinx him. I'd hate to
Nope.
have him come whoop your butt for that.
Well, at least it'll get him over here to the booth, at least. Yeah?
I don't know. He doesn't speak much English.
Yeah.
Or he's not comfortable with it, because when he
Correct.
comes up to report his score, it's, not a whole lot of words are said. But Efren used to do that too. He'd pretend like he couldn't speak English.
But you know he can.
He
And
can
it's-
speak enough, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
enough to, yep, exactly. I don't trust them. I don't trust them when they're like, oh, no, I can't do it. Nope. And I'm like, well, you're speaking to me just fine. And this also goes for, shoot, who else did that to me? It's one of the European players.
It's the pale blue Scottish man. I can't even think of his name because we've been calling him the Pale Blue Scottishman for so long.
Who is it? I'll go see if I can find out the name.
Oh, the photographer writer up here. Bonnie probably remembers.
I'm just going to step away for a second here.
Oh, Jung Lin Chang is going to break. Ooh, cue ball almost got out of control. Going to come down and give him a shot at the 2. Wow. Could go for a shot. It's a tough shot. Safety is probably much easier. There are a couple shots here that you could shoot. Get in shape on the 3. Really, just got to get on the left side of the table. So, but he kind of looks like he's gonna play it safe. He might shoot this 2 and just try to draw the cue ball back behind the 9 ball. Nice little touch. Just like that. Got that pretty good. Pretty damn good shot right there. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in to badboys.tv. Tell your friends. If you leave for the weekend, turn on your computer, hit our videos, let them all play side by side. I'm good. Oh, coffee would be good. I had the T in my head. I couldn't remember the name first name. Stick with Pale Blue Scottishman. He's a storyteller, that's for sure.
But that's so awesome, though. I mean, everyone here that I've engaged with has been super nice, super fun, easy to talk to. Might help that I'm a girl.
A pretty one, too.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm cute, but everybody hypes me up a little too much. Makes me insecure even more.
Oh,
Makes me feel.
stop it. Well, I think it's going to go
Two rail. Yeah, to make good contact. And if he can hit this right.
Oh, he's going soft roll. He's
Yeah, because he wants to get on the right side. Yeah.
Oh,
and he barely
just
missed it. Because, yeah, just like if he hit that just right on that right side of the 2, it would bounce the 2 out and leave the cue ball kind of stuck.
Yeah, either side, and he would have been better off.
Oh, we got Josh Roberts on the table next to us.
Yep, there's Josh.
I'm going to go ahead and put that up. I like him. He's cool.
Nice, strong shooter. Hell of a one-pocket player.
Really good demeanor.
You don't want to tingle with him in any game, but the guy can play some serious one-pocket.
Wow. Nice shot. Chang. Now, I don't know who he's playing or if he's just practicing because I don't see this on the matches scheduled right now. It just basically says TBD. Let me find out from Boss Boney. Let's see. Who? Yeah, Shane is. Yes.
Bonnie, who's on 21?
Miss Bonnie, who's on 21?
Well, we know Josh Roberts is over there. What's scheduled? Well, there you go. 3-3, just like that. Poor Mike. He's like, man, I got to go close my eyes for an hour. Piece of cake. Lots of hours when you're here at Derby City. Too much action. too much action. You don't want to miss it. You got tournament play all day, action all night. Superstars all over the place. If you're a pool fan, this is pool heaven. Like I said, you got 13 or 14 of the top 16 players in the world all here playing. You got straight pool tournament here. Then you got the main events, which are banks, 1 pocket, and 9 ball. You also have the 10-foot Bigfoot 10-ball challenge, which is invitational. 16 players, $1,000 entry, 16,000 added, single elimination. That's a pretty strong event. Yep. Got all kinds of madness happening here. So let's watch this break real close. And what you want is you get this line that I can't draw straight enough. 3 balls went across it, so you're good there. You can erase that line now.
Okay. What I have discovered is if you hold this button down, oops, sorry.
Yeah, it'll draw the line for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kenny said he found a way to do it, and then he forgot.
And Josh is only just practicing right now, so I'm just going to go get rid of that.
Yeah, we need to like set up a room cam next year where we can just turn it on and show the room.
It's a buzz, I'm telling you. I mean, again, put this on your list of places to go. And once you go once, you're going to want to go all the time, every single year.
Yeah.
It's so unreal, all of the players that you see here. You have a lot of world speed players here. And a lot of people who you would never even hear of and who you've never heard of that can play speed like that.
Especially bank players.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. People that have no name that can really play pool.
Mm-hmm. It looks like, I don't know what he would do here. Okay.
Just playing it safe.
Mm-hmm.
What a shot.
Wow, he got that really nicely, and he buried that one and buried the cue ball.
Yeah, he hit that pretty good. Jealous.
Well, you're a businessman, sir. You have no time for pool, huh?
Yeah, pool, the game of the misspent youth.
No way. Speaking of which, I mean, a lot of the junior players, they're making things happen.
There's a lot of youngins here.
Absolutely. And a lot of players that are trying to cross over from being known as a junior player. Chris Robinson, I believe.
Yeah, you got Katrina's only...
she's 19. She just turned 19. Mm-hmm.
Well, Eklent's only 20. What is Billy Thorpe, 22?
Billy Thorpe's 22.
Skylar Woodward's right there in the same age. Yeah.
And yes, everyone, I know he's not from Kentucky as far as Billy Thorpe goes.
He's a banking beast.
It was just a question.
Oh, everybody's flipping you about that?
Yeah, it's okay, though. I can take it.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
worried.
you're asking the question for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there are more than just the people that leech onto somebody and walk around and know everything about them.
I know. I'm sorry. I have too much to know already about my own stuff. I can't. I've never been able to know all the stats and all of the information for different sports players and such.
If you don't ask the question, other people never get to know.
Yes. And it's nice that, for those that are at home, for them to feel like they can still get some information that they want to be a part of here.
Yep. Yeah, so if you guys ever want to know anything about the players, join us on Bad Boys Facebook page, Bad Boys Billiard Productions. Ask the questions. Tell us who you want to hear interviews from. We'll do what we can.
And that'll be something else that I'll be doing tonight as well. I'll be going around and interviewing people. I got my setup finally, and
got a whole list of stuff to do.
Yes.
Not enough hours to do it.
Not enough. And I mean, at some point I got to eat, and
What?
I know, and stay hydrated.
Nice bank.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now the trick is to make this shot jacked a little bit up over the 8 and clear yourself for the shot on the 3 ball. What to do? What to do? One of the graphite shafts. All the top players
Oh,
have
it's
them.
graphite? I keep saying carbon fiber.
Well, carbon fiber, graphite. They have whatever it is. You got the Revo, the
Nice.
whatever the Q-Tech is calling theirs, and
I know there's so many now, and I guess there are other companies who are making claim to say that they've already been doing that.
well,
Well,
can you imagine?
it's whoever can capitalize on it first. Ultimately, that's
So-
commerce for you.
Yeah, welcome to free business.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think Predators is carbon fiber.
mhm.
Somebody has the graphite one. I can't think of who it is now. I
think
really
the
don't pay
graphite-
that much attention
I
to
think
it
the graphite
anymore.
is the Q-Tech one.
Yeah.
Okay,
People
so it looks
pay
like
more
he's
for
gonna
a
draw.
shaft now than we paid for a whole cue when I was playing.
He's got to control this. From what I see, I don't know if he's going to try to super draw this all the way back,
Or
but
power stroke through.
yeah, power through it. Oh, I think he's gonna go with what you just said, and then get back there, or
Yeah,
wow.
that's so good. Hang on, you hit it too good. Better
No,
bump it.
he's
Better
good.
bump it.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Needed to bump that.
He needed to bump it, but I think he's got a sliver of room in there.
Hit that too good. It's
Yeah,
makeable,
it's
but it ain't
makeable.
as easy as it should have been.
No, and it is makeable, but he's going to send that cue ball going all over the place, more than likely bumping into some other stuff.
You'd be surprised how. Watch how he kills this cue ball. He's got a couple ways he can do it. He can cut this 4, kill the cue ball, stay in front of the 6, or just go above the 6. So he'll put some kill on it. And he can come right here and come up this way if he does it with inside, or he can kill it and just spin wide and come up on this side. Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't kill it good enough.
No, and he did stick himself behind that 9, did he?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Tough cut to the right.
One of the cool things that are happening here, there's that straight pool challenge.
Yeah.
Boy, man, people put up some
They broke
crazy
records.
numbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
broke records all over the place this year.
Fuller, Joshua Feller, he made 285 for his straight run. That was pretty
Yeah,
intense.
Chris Mellon got up there and wiped out the record and did I think it was 244.
244.
And then,
The lowest qualifying was 198.
yeah, just to get in the top 8.
Just to get in the top 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Shaw had a last crack at it to try to set another record, but I don't know where he ended up.
He didn't make it. I think Bonnie has the final 8. Hold on, I'll grab it.
Eklent looks like he is going to, thank you, play a safety, but oh gosh, he's sold out a little bit because it looks like Chang has a cut to the upper left corner, and with that cut, he will run into the 8. And he may be jacked up a little bit on that rail, so I don't know if he's going to try to draw it or not. To try to spin it off the 8 and leave himself available for the 6. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want it to hit it on um, the 8 on straight on or 2 full, and then somehow stick yourself stuck on the 9, having the 9 in the way. Okay, he's going to spin that off. Yes. And not even have to worry about it all, whatever I just said, because Weather Woman Tran guessed it again and got wrong. And if I had to guess again, that's exactly what I would have guessed that he would have done. From here, he's just going to coast this in. If he really feels like he's got too much of an angle, he would hit this rail and come back. Very nice. Oh, I don't know if he wanted to be quite that far, because you need to make sure you have an ability to have no obstruction with your cue ball so you can perfectly execute your cueing. But you know what? He's got this. He's got enough of it. I believe he's going to go back here to shoot the 9 on the side. Oh, nope. He's going to make it easy. And there he is. Chang is at 4. Kaci is at 3. And it looks like they are going to take a break, so I'm going to go ahead and run this little commercial for you guys. Thank you for joining us so far. This is the 21st annual Derby City Classics held at the Horseshoe, Southern Indiana. All right, everyone, talking about Backstage Pass at badboys.tv. I'm Sophia Tran, and I will be doing interviews with different players. If there is someone in the future that you would like to have interviewed and know things about, go ahead and go to the Bad Boys Billiard Production Facebook page, and we can start a discussion. I'll get interactive with that. I'll let you guys know what and when, possibly. Maybe you can join us. I'll try to go live as well. are back. Looks like Kaci is just checking out how these rails bounce. Again with Backstage Pass hanging out with Bad Boys. The channel is at badboys.tv. What you're going to find is we will be interviewing and getting in depth with different vendors, different elements of the whole tournament setup process, and also the operations process, how things roll, how things go. I mean, there is so much that people don't know, and sometimes I wonder, and this is a chance where those of you who are also wondering about how things operate and how things are put together and how much manpower it really takes to do this, that will be your chance to check it out and find out the answers firsthand. All right, Chang is back, racking, and it appears that he is sponsored by CPBA Cloth. All right, Kaci's going to take a look at how that is racked as well. You know, at this level of play, I don't think that that's like a disrespectful thing at all. It's just something that should be done, in my opinion. If you are playing at this level, knowing what we all know, just go up there and check it out and take a look, because although the person who is racking it may not have seen like a gap, you know, you may. Better to be safe than sorry. Nicely controlled break. Looks like Chang has a shot at the 2 to the side. And 3 pocketing in the corner on that same side as well. And I finally get the pleasure of hanging out with Mr. Mac McGinnis.
Hello, Sophia.
Hello, hello.
Everybody.
Now you guys get someone with some more pool knowledge, a lot more pool knowledge than myself.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that, but
I do.
I know these two fellas, and this is a heck of a match.
Heck yeah.
4-3, race to 9.
Now tell me, Matt, what brings you out here?
What brings me out here?
Yes.
Derby City. I mean, just the experience. I happened to be fortunate enough to get the time off work, and it was pretty much a done deal once I realized I could make that happen and get a ticket to the TV table.
Now, how hard are you going to try to make sure you come every year thereafter?
I've already started planning.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm back. It's just a matter of how many events am I going to participate in rather than just sweating all the action. Can't wait to get back here and throw my hat in the ring and just enjoy it.
Now, tonight there is a 9-ball mini. Did you happen to get signed up for that?
No, I will definitely not be participating for no other reason than I absolutely positively will not miss the bank ring game.
Oh, you know what? That's the exciting thing. Oh, talking about the bank ring game, I've got some information here.
Oh, cool.
All players must have a shirt with a nice collar. Wow.
Okay.
That's pretty interesting.
Cleaning it up. Truman, way to go.
Each player is allowed 2 5-minute breaks for the whole event, period. You must hit the head ball and break wide open. If the ball is touching the head string, it is in the kitchen. If you are shooting a long rail bank and it catches either point on the side pocket and it goes, it counts. If you have a cue ball in hand, it must be behind the head string, which is typical. It's like normal bank, right?
Yeah. Sounds like it so far.
Yeah. Well, you know the bank rules. All right, so when a player is all in and his turn comes up, he is only able to win the amount that he has. For example, a player only has $100 and his turn comes up and the ball is worth $200. He can only win $100. Wow.
Here's the burning question that I think our audience would really love to know, and myself included. And I don't know if we know the answer just yet, but who are all the participants?
You know what?
That's the real hot burning question.
Yeah.
So as soon as we can figure that out, folks, we'll announce it. But
Yes.
I don't think we know per se yet.
I don't think so either because I think they're still collecting information, or maybe, unless it's already all full.
Yeah, I see now. I think it is different than the 10-foot challenge. I think, I don't know if that is predetermined like the 10-foot is, because they do those 16 invites prior, so those players know they're participating in that before they get here. I don't know if that's true with the bank ring game, because like as I said, I think that's Truman's shindig. He's the one that kind of orchestrates the whole thing. And I don't know when he hands out those invites or who he decides to include. I'm not sure how that works.
Gotcha.
Oh my goodness, there is an unforced error by Chang that you just don't see very often. That was not super easy shot, but a shot you would expect him to make. And now Kaci is figuring out, is he lining up? I think he's, I don't think he's messing around with this combo. I think he's probably, he might be. He might play for the combo and he might get underneath that 4-ball because the run out is equally as easy for him, but he's playing the combo.
He is playing the combo. Or,
it might go by clean.
I believe it goes clean.
And if it does, I don't think he'll play the combo at all.
It goes clean. The way he looked at it and the way he stood right back up, it goes.
Well, and you've got a better eye for that at this point because I was explaining to Mike earlier today. It's really hard to tell sometimes from the booth. But you guys, when you watch enough of these matches, you get a feel for their body language. And he did go for it. Wow, I thought it went clean too.
Wow, you know what? He's gonna get lucky here.
No, he is not. He gave that game up. I'm surprised because I thought it would go too, and I didn't think for a second he would play the combo if it went clean because everything's easy and able to be gotten. Jeez, I need some more sleep, I think.
I was right there. I was definitely where you are at right now. All yesterday.
Yeah, now he's going to be down 5-3, I predict. I don't see, there's no possibility that Chang does not get out here. I would be shocked. This guy is incredible to watch. It's unbelievable. He overrolled that, but my goodness, he's so meticulous, and it literally is like just watching a machine work. He's unbelievable. Oh, I believe it.
Give him a cue ball. He hits one shot with it. He looks at Adrian and says, "This ball is 1 gram light."
Oh my
gosh.
Weighs it. It's 1 gram light. Adrian's freaked out.
That's unbelievable.
1 gram.
What did Adrian say?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
lost his mind.
So Cyclops, what I'm just hearing, and a lot of things have been said, but Cyclops gives him a cue ball to shoot with, right?
Right.
And he shoots with it, turns back around and tells Adrian of Cyclops that the ball is 1 gram light. So he knows. He's that in tune and that really
it's remarkable.
Wired into the game that he just knows.
Yeah, I've had a chance to talk to some of the pros about this new cue ball too, and they seem to like it. I think they prefer it, if for no other reason. With the added diamond and circles, you can see the action of the cue ball a little better than you could on the previous Cyclops with just the one big red dot. So they are liking it, but also seemingly the feedback is that it plays a little better.
Chang is at 5 and Kaci is at 3.
Yeah, that was a surprise, that combo attempt. I didn't think he'd do that. I'm gonna step just 1 second, throw some away here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing too. I as a player and an enthusiast coming out here and watching all of these matches, I mean, it's just nonstop, and everywhere you look, you're seeing world champions. I've really picked up on a lot of tendencies and similarities between these world-class players. And one of the things that really stands out is their break and the approach to the 9-ball break. It's very similar. The hit, the way they're holding the cue, the distance between their hand and the cue ball, their bridge hand. I mean, you see these things over and over, and you start to realize, okay, there's a certain amount of efficiency to this. There's a reason why they're doing it the way they're doing it. And anybody trying to improve their game, I think just by coming and watching these guys up close and personal is extraordinary, and it's very beneficial. I mean, there's be some things that I'll be working on as soon as I get home Sunday night, and that's not a joke.
Yeah.
I've taken lots of notes, and I'm noticing a lot of really good stuff. It's super valuable.
So it's time to practice those breaks, guys. I mean, practicing with a 9 on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, abide by the rules of Derby City and make sure that you study them and make sure you know what you're doing and practice this consistently.
Now, I heard players complaining about it, and essentially what it boiled down to is it was quite obvious that they had not worked on their break with the 9 on the spot at all, and that they were having trouble with it. It's not the same break. It's an adjustment for sure, and if you're not prepared for it, it's obviously some guys have really struggled with it. But none of these world-class players are those guys. They're not struggling. Now, this is going to be a nice stroke here. The thing too is his head doesn't even move a millimeter. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And he got, oh no, he didn't. I thought he was going to get it on a lucky roll there. That is shocking. Seen that? I'm praising him to death, and I think he's had 2 open unforced errors here since I've sat down, so maybe I'm the cooler for Chang. I don't know. He did give me an autograph earlier. That's the other thing that I think I really enjoy about billiards as a professional sport is how accessible some of these world-class players are too. And by and large, most of them are very friendly. As long as you approach them at the right time, not right after a loss or something, they're so gracious, and you know, I think they're stoked to be known in some circumstances.
Yeah, be very mindful.
Yeah, they're just good guys. I mean, they're like we are. They love pool. They happen to be world class at it, and so are battling for the cheddar. But they're also very receptive to fans. It's very unique to pool. You don't see that across many other professional sports, that's for sure.
I know, being out in the West Coast, I just don't even see a lot of the tournaments with all of these professional pool players anyway.
Right, yeah. No, we don't have that opportunity. It's very rare. That was one of the sad parts about losing the Chinook Winds Open. And unfortunately, I think a lot of the membership in the Western BCA didn't understand that it was actually a separate entity. It had nothing to do with the Western BCA. It was Chinook Winds that was putting that on.
Correct.
And we were so lucky to have it. And now, obviously, that it's gone, we're all very sad about it because it was a heck of an event with, on average, anywhere from 9 to a dozen top pros would show up for it.
Now, what I see is the 6 is not going to be able to make it into that upper
No, I don't
right
think
corner.
so. Yeah, he's either cutting it in the side or going into the back cut into that. Yep, precisely, into that other corner pocket down there, which would probably have him falling on the 6 ball if he can avoid the side pocket, which I believe he will. Let's see how he plays this and see if he's cutting it. No, he cut it. We went for the side because it was.
But it's also
a natural hook.
Yeah,
if
natural
he doesn't
hook.
make it.
Yes.
Yep.
But I think he may have sold out just a bit here because it
left
looks
an
like
edge.
Yeah, the 6 may end up going into this pocket here, or he can return the safety.
Right. Yeah, which I think he'll definitely opt to if he can't see enough of it. That's a pretty tough shot. if he likes cueing at it, he might swing at it. Otherwise, I think he will play safe and try and get that cue ball back in a similar position. If he just doesn't use a 7 ball, let's see how he does this. Boy, that's a heck of a match. Used to 3. All right. Let's see if he's sending it. I don't know. The way he's taking so much time, I'll be curious to find out which way, if he's shooting or if he's playing safe.
Yeah, I think he's going to play safe at this point. You don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to run things. And he did play safe. He put that 6 all the way down in this rail. But, you know, these guys can bank like it was second nature.
Yeah, I think he's dissatisfied. He wanted that cue ball on the 6, which would have made
on
that
the 7?
bank, or on the 7, which would have made it way tougher.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Yeah, if you have to jack up and shoot over a ball or what have you.
He's going to drill this bank,
I believe it. And with this format, it is rack your own and winner break. So any chance that these guys can put a hurtin' and throw another, I mean, Kaci would need a 6-pack on him to be able to finish this out, but.
Oh, he's fully capable of it.
Or I'm sorry, a 5-pack after taking this, if he does take this.
Yeah, both these guys, that's the thing, and it's such a, you know, you sell out 1 ball and you could be sitting for the rest of the match. That's the truth. Which is a bad mental habit to get in when you play at our level. When we're playing amateurs, is that you can always sort of rest in your chair with the assumption that you're going to get back to the table. And these guys never think that way because it's not reality. Whereas for us, when we're playing high-level players every once in a while, that's the proper attitude to have all the time.
Correct.
You know, but it's easy to get lazy as a novice or a B player. And he tried to return safe, and look at that! Wow! Oh, I don't know if he got it, but it looks like he might have got a piece. I'm surprised.
I think that Chang can still see the 6.
Yeah. No, but that just tells you right there he wasn't willing to go for that bank.
No, everyone's being pretty careful and safe at this point. I think.
Yeah. He didn't want to sell it out. And at this point, boy, this is an interesting return shot here. See how Chang attacks this. Yeah, neither guy can afford selling out and giving this rack up at 5-3. It's a big difference, 6-3 versus 5-4. And a race to 9 at this level. You gotta. Chang really wants to return the difficult situation back over to Kaci. And I think he can muster up a pretty good save here. Oh, he fouled. That's a nightmare. Unfortunate. Well, that's exactly what Kaci was hoping for. And now he's looking at 5-4 with the break. It's an all-new match. That's a big game right there. I missed the first few games here. Was not with Sophia, but
You're going to be joined by Mark.
oh, fantastic. So I got Mark Vidal sitting in here from Denver, Colorado area. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the one thing. I don't really know how to run that portion of it. Oh, okay. All right. Mark, Thank you for joining us.
You guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, we got Mark Vidal joining with us.
Everybody, you guys are in for a real treat here. This is Mark Vidal, the Spaniard. He's hanging out with us. I went out there and poor guy, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm tired. Can I ask you a favor? Come on over here and help us out. So Matt McGinnis, have fun.
No, not a problem. Easy to do. Mark, thanks for coming
Matthew, nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, I spoke with you briefly. I think it was at Mile High. You live in the Denver area, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, you were practicing. I think you were preparing for a tournament, and I met you one time out there with Sam Deep at, I want to say it was Mile High Billiards. Either that or the other place I like to go when I'm in town out there.
Bar.
Felt, yes,
okay.
yes, that's another nice room. You guys have a really beautiful community out there in the pool scene.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad considering it's other cities throughout the country. The pool scene is a lot worse. In Denver, we have quite a few good pool halls. Mile High and Fell are very nice pool rooms. Diamond tables, Brunswicks too. Yeah, it's nice.
Great rooms, good food, good equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was out there. There was always there were leagues or tournaments. So yeah, felt relatively vibrant in comparison. I'm hail from Portland, Oregon, and we just lost another pool room in the Pacific Northwest, unfortunately, and it's sad.
I heard that in Seattle also, Seattle area is bad. Two of them, Tacoma closed, and that other one, Golden Fleece.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying to go in the other direction, but and you see a place like Denver or Phoenix, these places that are well established and have good communities, and that's what you aspire. That's what we're hoping for. We want to try and see more of that.
Right.
But we're in a thriller right here. We just it was 5-3, and they had themselves a safety battle in the last rack that Chang ended up losing, and so now this is a real big turnaround. It could have been 6-3 very easily, but now Kaci's at the table, and if he can make something happen with this.
Yeah, he's
oh, wow, he got it to go. Man.
I didn't think that ball could go, but he hit it perfect. It was a demanding shot. I think that's why he let it was hard to control the cue ball there. I think it was a lot more focus in making sure he don't clip that 4 ball and make the ball. That's why he ran the position a little bit.
He's contemplating this. How's your week been treating you? You've been competing in all events, or which events have you been?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah. I had a bad run at Banks. I lost third round to that Piggy Banks guy from Chicago. And I was coming from a loss from Pago Lion. So I didn't do well there. I lost. Then I lost round 5 of the 1 packet.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll go a little farther in the 9 ball. I'm playing the 5th round in about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So
well, good luck to you.
Thanks. Well, he has to play a safe here. I like just sending the 3 ball up table.
Trying to get the cue ball over in here?
Yeah. And the cue ball behind the 6 somehow. It looks like it's pretty easy to control the speed there.
Yeah, if I knew how to do the telestrator, folks, but you guys know what we're talking about, so.
Yeah, I think this is the shot that he's looking at.
For sure.
It's risky. If the 3 hits the 9, he could end up leaving a shot, but I think he'll be able to twist the 3 enough to where he'll end up in the other end rail, short rail. I think that's a shot.
Is another possible shot to just try and bring the 3 ball straight back down here and the cue ball up, maybe hit the 7, make contact, try and leave the cue ball there and use the 9 ball as a blocker?
I don't think there's enough
room for that.
I think the 7's too close to the rail for that.
Gotcha. Might send the cue ball leak out and then you'd have to open. Yep, I see what you're saying.
Playing someone like Jung Lin,
you can't afford to leave it open.
You don't want him to see a shot. He's very good. His safety game, his kicking game is very good. That's about as tough as a draw as you can get. I think Chang is the best player in the world. He's been for the last 10 years, in my opinion.
I'll tell you, I watched him. The first time I got to see him in person was against Filler in the 10-foot challenge. It was remarkable. He is astonishing. He's very meticulous, and it's incredible.
Yeah, he's going the other way. That's also a good choice.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he feathered it. Yeah, no, that wasn't.
This is good too.
That's
This is
going to
good
work
too.
out pretty well. Yeah.
I think he was afraid for that 3 to hit the 9 and sell out on the other shot that I was
Yep. No, I think you're
proposing.
right. Yep.
He still left a little shot, but
That's a tough one.
sometimes it's not even that bad if you let him see the ball a little bit. Sometimes it's not bad. Sometimes it works out. Yeah, this man Chang plays perfection matches
Oh, it's incredible.
more than any other player I've seen. I mean, not that every match he plays is perfect, but
It was damn near perfect against Filler. I
Yeah,
mean, I think he
yeah.
had 2 unforced errors that I can recall. Outside of that, I
Right.
didn't see any other mistakes. I mean, it was incredible.
yeah, I've seen many matches of him where I felt like he played perfect, like hardly any mistakes. And there aren't that many players that do that.
Right.
I mean, you'll see him one match play a perfect match, but it seems like this guy plays many perfect matches.
It's like a mental fortitude that is just so far beyond what I see from other players. He just doesn't seem to break
Right.
mentally. He's always in every single inning, and right there is a little bit of a mistake that
This was a mistake, yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
for this level
see.
of play, this was a mistake. I think we jinx him.
I think the commentator's curse. I've been glorifying his game, and I think I've seen him make a couple errors in this
Yeah.
match that he just doesn't
Well,
normally make.
I think he's making more mistakes than 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, this man was playing better. But that's just how it is. Sometimes
Mhm.
Sometimes you go to a tournament thinking that you're playing your best and you don't do well, and when you're not playing your best, you end up doing better.
Mhm.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, too, and I've got to believe some of the things that I've seen are so uncharacteristic of more than, multiple world-class players here this week has been what day are we at now, and all the days of fierce competition and gambling and all the things going on. I
Right.
think some of these guys, you're starting to see some mental fatigue.
Sure,
You
no,
know?
and this is the event that is going to do that to you. I mean, the schedule, the not knowing what time you're going to play.
That's
If you do a little gambling upstairs,
Mhm.
it's just a stressful tournament in this aspect. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'm always in your way here. Let me. Holy crap! I can't get into the room without the room key.
Would you say, is there anything remotely close to this event that you participate in? Is there anything with all these things combined, as well as the sweaters?
No.
This is very
No,
unique, isn't it?
Yes, very unique, and I like the buyback format. Of course, sometimes it's stressful. You think that round 5 starts at 12, and you're gonna play at 12, and you're mentally prepared to play at 12, but then it's just a draw, and then it might be that you don't get to play at 12.
Till
You play
7 or 9
4 hours later.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now it's like you have to reschedule your.
Mental
Get prepared
preparation.
again, and maybe go with something. And it's there aren't that many tournaments like this.
Well, it's my first year here, and it's been a heck of an education. I've been fascinated to
Oh,
watch
really?
all
First-
these-
yeah.
Unbelievable. I can't. I told Sophia I'm already planning on how I'm getting back next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is exciting, and it's nice that it combines the action with the tournament play, and you see people from all walks of life here. It's a good mix. You see the world champions playing the best bankers
Yeah.
for big stakes and stuff. It's fun.
All right, well, this is where I would expect Chang to take control of this rack, and if he can get a good shot down, I think he's out.
Yeah, he should be out here. Of course, he has to make that 3 first, but
Yeah. Yeah. I like his chances.
he got a little straighter than he wanted to. But
I think he wanted more
he should
angle, but he
manage.
could probably do the side pocket or the other corner pocket. Depends on how he comes
he'll
off this.
probably roll it to the side.
Yeah. Because that gives him pretty natural position on the 6.
Oh no,
No, he came back.
that's a lesson right there. Amateurs like us sometimes feel like the side pocket is your friend, but
Mhm.
you get that wrong angle on the side, and
Then it
and
messes with your
it
position.
makes things tricky. Yeah,
Yeah.
playing it in the corner, you have a little more options.
More room to work with. You can go 2 rails,
Yes,
1 rail. There's all
yes,
kinds of.
right, right. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He's got the wrong angle again, but
Yeah, he's gonna
he'll
go
crisscross
back
here. Yeah, I'm surprised this event's always been the one on the spot and no template. I think this is the first year that
Made the change.
they put the template, the 9 on the spot, the break from the box.
And how's that? How have you felt about that? How does that?
Oh, I don't like it at all.
No.
I don't like it at all.
Do you think that's the sort of the consensus among the players? Because I've had mixed reviews. I've heard people complaining that they weren't used to it, and it was definitely different. But most of those
Well-
players were not the world class players. They were some of my friends, some of the amateurs. So haven't got a feel from the higher level guys how they
I
feel
can deal
about
with the 9 on the spot. There was actually a voting among all the best players in the world just a couple of years ago, and everybody wanted the 9 on the spot to eliminate that full contact and having the wing ball going in all the time.
it. Mm-hmm.
So the 9 on the spot is something that most of the professional players seem to like. What I don't like is the break box. I think that's an American rule that was initiated at the U.S. Open some years ago, and I don't think it makes any sense at all, because at first they did it to avoid breaking from the side and making 3 balls on the break,
Mm-hmm.
back when we always drag the 1 on the spot.
Pinching, yeah.
But if now we're putting the 9 on the spot, that wing ball is not automatically in, so what's the sense of having to break from the box?
Right.
I mean, they play with the 9 on the spot a lot in Europe, in the open events there and the Euro Tours, and they let you break anywhere from behind the head string, which is what it should be. Any other game in pool,
Mm-hmm.
you place the ball wherever you want behind the head string. So that limitation, to make it even more random and lose the cue ball on the break, and
Mm-hmm.
and having to cut break, I don't think is good for the game. Not to mention strong sponsors like Predator. I mean, what's the use of buying a good break cue like a BK Raj and
If you can
and
soft
cues
break.
like that if you're gonna go and cut break the balls, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you can do that with your playing cue.
Sure.
So yeah, that's one rule I don't like. I was surprised to see this rule. I think it has to do with this event being a WPA event,
Mm.
uh,
Could very well be, yeah.
where they do the 3-point rule and the 9 on the spot in many of their events. But this is an old school event. I think it should stay the way it's always been. No template, drag the 1 on the spot, hit them hard and hope.
Yeah.
I think that's the way I prefer, but it's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's the one interesting thing. I was talking with Mark Wilson this morning about the proposal to try and get into the Olympics for pool or cue sports in general, and one of the things that has to be its difficulty to overcome is the fact that there's the different games in all these different countries
And different rules.
different rules,
Right,
and that there's
right.
not anything uniform to follow by. So which
Yes,
events do you
yes.
include, and what do the rules? What rules do you use? So interesting.
Well, just like many problems in this world, I think they are because of the money. I think it's a money thing. When you have an organization like the WPA, where they just go with whatever rules the promoters and the sponsors of the biggest events dictate, then there's not much you can do. I mean, the WPA should have a set of rules for 9-ball, and every event that it's WPA sanctioned should follow those rules. That's why it's the official organization.
Right.
But of course, when you deal with China, I understand that that's not easy.
Yes.
I understand it's
gets
not easy
tricky.
because they're very opinionated, and if they say they want to do the rules they want to do for 9-ball, you have to follow, because they're the ones that pay for the accommodations for the WPA group of people when they go to their events and all that. So whoever puts the event together, it seems to have more power than the official organization. I mean, and good example of that is that 90% of the pros wanted the 9 on the spot, yet when we go to China, the one is on the spot just because the organizer wants the one on the spot. So they don't seem to have a lot of power with that stuff. And like I said, money dictates these things.
Right.
If the organizer is going to put $200,000 for a WPA, they're going to go with the rules that they want to go to. And I think that's wrong, but I mean, I can't blame the WPA for having to accept certain things. But back to what you were saying, I think it's really bad, and it's something that we the players suffer when we go to a tournament and we don't know what cue ball we're going to be playing with, if the 9 on the spot,
Yeah,
if the
what are
1
the
on the
rules for this
spot,
weekend?
if the box,
Yeah.
if the box rule, if the 3-point rule, if the break from anywhere.
Well, it's certainly
a little
contributed to
aggravating.
some big time arguments as well. When guys,
Right.
you show up and what are the rules this weekend, and then you get confused with the previous spot, and then next thing you know, it's heated.
Right. I think Matchroom's got it right. I like when they tap the balls and they let you break anywhere from the head string. I kind of like those rules.
How would you
No
feel
template.
about in some of these bigger events, big national events or world events, where if you had, say, for instance, you got a group of teenage players or student players that did the rackings, where you take the pros out of racking completely. They can check the rack, maybe they can ask for a re-rack, but don't let them do it. Let someone that not in the match. Because obviously, when you suggest it here, it's a manpower issue. Say,
Right.
well, we can't afford to have 50 refs in the house.
Right.
Well, maybe there's a workaround, and maybe there's another way to do that, because I feel like there's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of circumstances that have come up over the years with respect to the way guys either, manipulating the rack or
Yes,
making it an issue.
And they were well funded. There are manipulators, and there's people that know more than others, and
For sure.
and that has led certain players to win championships. Absolutely, but you will have to be careful with those kids. If they don't have experience playing the game,
Right.
it's hard to believe, because it's pretty easy to rack the balls on top of a template, but there's ways to screw it up pretty bad.
Sure. Well, the biggest being is whether or not it's straight or tilted to one side or another,
Right.
and that but I feel like that's easily
You'll
dealt
be
with
surprised.
by marks on the felt.
Yeah.
With the kids, it's only can go in here.
Right. Yeah, but you'll be surprised. I mean, I don't like talking bad about an event, but this year at the International Open in Virginia, there were some reps that were giving you really bad
Horrible
racks. There
racks.
were gaps, and some of them
Yeah,
maybe
that
they
can't
didn't
happen.
see good
Yeah.
enough, and you realize when you break and you have a bad break that costs you a game or two, and then you go check the next rack and you see that same ref does not see that there are several gaps in the rack.
Now, in that
So-
instance, were you able to ask for a re-rack if you saw something you didn't like, or would they not let you
I think
do
the
that?
rule this year, I did pretty bad. I think I won a round only, but I think the rule was that you can check for a re-rack, but only once or
Once.
something like that. Different rules every tournament.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it seems simple, but you need someone qualified
For sure.
to rack the balls. Even
All
to
I
rack
know
the
is
balls,
I am a
yeah.
world class at racking, because I've
You are?
racked for
Yeah.
a lot of people over the course of my
Right,
career.
right. Well, I tell you, if any inventor can come up with a way to truly get a perfect rack somehow, like maybe holes directly into the cloth or something,
Yeah.
they could make some money, because as much as I like template and I am pro template, I'd rather that than having to deal with the
House rack.
gaps and the
Yeah.
mechanics with a wood rack. I don't think it's perfect. I
No.
don't think it's perfect.
No,
It
it
gets on
has
the
issues.
way, it
Yep.
deviates the path of the cue ball sometimes if it rolls slowly, or the path of an object ball.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a perfect invention. It's better than a conventional rack, but it's
I
not
agree.
perfect.
I agree 100%. Yeah. No, and that's at the amateur level. What you come to find out is that it really, with balls being left, they don't break as well. So oftentimes a lot of balls are remaining on the rack, and then that's an issue, because you have to get a ref involved to try and
That's
remove
right.
the rack.
That's
And
right.
it takes time and it slows tournaments down. But for the most part, I'm in 100% agreement. I think it's far above and beyond. It's an improvement over traditional rack. but it still has
Yes.
its limitations.
Yes.
It still has issues.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Kaci
Yeah,
was
this,
smooth and ran out that last rack, but Chang is back at the table here.
Yeah, this could be a big turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is tough to beat. Usually all these routine outs, you'll see many other pro players that will mess up one here and there, but this guy is one of the few in the world that hardly ever will miss a routine out.
Well, I know you're not alone. I've heard the same words from many people that they think that he's been and has been, not currently, but has been the best player in the world for a while.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen him on video before, but watching him these last few days, it's hard not to be impressed by the way he carries himself, not only at the table, but just in the room in general. I mean, you can tell he's a consummate professional, and this is what he does.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's a stark contrast when I mean, I'm a pool enthusiast and I'm an American, but it's hard for me not to take my ego and look at everybody here in an objective way. And when I do, there's a stark contrast, in my opinion, among the European and Chinese and Taiwan players versus some of the American players.
Right.
And to me, it's like their approach is much more that of a professional athlete.
Right.
And not that necessarily of a pool player.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's good or bad. I just know there's a distinct difference.
Right.
And it's noticeable.
Americans are great rhythm players, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar, when he gets into that rhythm,
Terrifying.
he's a dangerous playing, and he's playing with that pace and with that confidence. I think he's one of the favorites to win the event. This mechanical type players from Taiwan and even Europe sometimes. So I feel like sometimes they like that rhythm.
Yeah.
They're a little too mechanical. Even Chang, I feel he is. Sometimes they get blown up by a player that is fast paced and you know, Grady Matthews used to say, I think he was right about this one. Between two players that play about the same level, the same speed, the faster player on a higher percentage is going to beat the slower player. I'm not saying Chang plays slow. I'm not saying all the Asian players play slow.
Right.
But sometimes that rhythm player could be more dangerous than a player that has a more methodical approach.
No, I agree with that. That's one thing. Down in Phoenix, there'd been matches that I would sweat. Money matches with Mitch Ellerman, who's here this week.
Well, he's a great rhythm player.
Well, and that I think he's a fascinating study because he's one of the quickest players. He makes his decisions very fast, but he's also, if you count the moment his hand goes down on the bridge, it's literally 2 seconds with the time he's firing.
Yes, quick pace, yes.
And it's incredibly intimidating. I've seen his opponents' faces when he rattles off 3 or 4 racks. And it's only been less than 5 minutes. It has a way of shaking you.
Right.
So I totally believe there's truth in that.
Yeah, Joshua Filler is also a good example. He's also
very fast.
A rhythm player, great fundamentals though. But or even Chris Melling, fast-paced rhythm players. These two guys happen to have won the China Open, and they both did it in a very similar manner. They just run through the field, and they were almost one-stroke every shot. Everything, it was their week, and they were unstoppable. Actually, Joshua Filler beat Jung Lin 2 years ago in the finals of the China Open. He was playing this fast-paced type of pool. He's a great shot maker, and everything went his way. And very, very hard to beat a player like that.
Yeah, especially when they're in rhythm. You
know,
and they're in stroke and they're not missing. It's just like, makes you feel bad about your situation. You're watching a guy just run ball after ball.
Right, yeah.
With no hesitation.
Right. What it takes a methodical player to run a rack, it takes the rhythm player the same amount of time, but he could have put 3 racks on you.
Right.
That has an effect. Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
Now, Filler, is so impressive.
Yes,
You're
yes,
almost on the clock here. You know, another funny story real quick. I just remembered I bought you at the Chinook Winds Open. I don't remember what year it was. It might have been one of the last 2 years, but I
Okay.
bought you in the Calcutta.
Okay.
And I won't reveal the name, but there was a local semi-pro player who whispered in my ear, "Oh, he'll never buy his half." You know, type
Oh,
like
really?
saying this, and it was less than 5 seconds. You came over and said, "Did you buy me?" And I said, "Yeah." We
Okay.
introduced each other and we made our agreement. But it was so hysterical to me. Like this other guy thought he knew you or something, and I was like, "No, it was wrong." Within 5 seconds, we'd split.
That's funny. I usually do buy myself the
Yeah,
whole half. Yeah.
yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago I went for 1,050 at the Rum Runner in Las Vegas.
Oh wow.
And I got myself half there.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy caught me in a tournament where I was really
I
short.
think you
or
probably beat him a few times. He's probably
Okay.
just sore, if I had to guess.
Right. Yeah. No. Usually, I mean, I'm not gonna say always, but
Yeah.
usually I buy myself half in the Calcutta, especially bar table events. I feel like it doesn't matter who shows up. On a bar table, the level is a lot more equalized.
Yes, well, for sure. That was the year. Now I do remember that was the year Taylor Anderson showed up and took second.
Okay.
And I
remember
had
that year,
X
yeah.
amount of money that I was trying to put towards the Calcutta.
Okay.
And I didn't want to spend it all on one player. You know what I mean? I was trying to spread it out, trying to buy a couple
Right.
different people potentially. And I had a couple guys tell me, "Hey, this Taylor Anderson guy is really hot. Nobody really knows him. You should get him."
Okay.
And of course, I didn't do it. I knew you, and I'd seen you play before,
Right.
and you were. I think I don't remember what I got yet, whether it was 300 or 500 or
He,
whatever.
he
something
actually beat
reasonable.
me in that event, I think.
I know
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the funny part because my friends
Yeah.
going, "We told you, we're trying to tell you," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
He,
didn't
he
know.
was hot back then. He was
Yeah.
playing a lot of money matches and he was on top of his game. Yeah.
No, he's been taking time off from what I understood. I don't know if he's just started getting back into playing recently, but
Yeah, I'm
I
not
haven't
sure.
seen him. Now, and again, Chang's in control here. You go a little higher than he went. Now he's fine. He's coming out 2 rails.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay here. I don't think he's gonna come down too much. He wants that angle to. Yeah, that's
Yep.
perfect.
No, that's
That's
dynamite. Yep.
perfect. Yeah.
Now, as an amateur or as a novice, I don't know how many times I've played this ball and run right into the 9.
Right.
You know what I mean? And drive them together and then get behind it or something crazy. It's just like, that's what an amateur likes to do.
He had a very good angle
Yeah.
to land exactly where he landed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just perfection. His keyboard is perfect.
All right, 7-5. Do you have a table assignment, or is that what you're?
Yeah, I was looking for that, but I think there's a TBD, and TBD has scheduled for 5 p.m. and it's already 5, but yeah, no, I guess still waiting for a table assignment or time assignment. I can probably finish this match.
Okay. If you got to go, it's no worries. Now, what's going to be your next event when you leave here? Do you get a break? Do you get to go home for a little while, or are you off to another big event?
I'm going to Hong Kong in a week and then to Japan. I'm staying in Hong Kong for 5 days and then to Tokyo.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, vacation.
Oh, vacation. Oh,
Yeah,
good for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Now, what's it when you're in a pool room in Hong Kong, for instance? Is there a ton of gambling going on? Do they gamble in the same capacity as they do in the United States?
I never been to Hong Kong.
No. Oh, okay.
Never once. I've been to China, but not Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong, I have understood the pool scene is not very good.
Okay.
There are a few nice pool halls,
Mm-hmm.
and I might check out a couple, but the main game there still snooker, popularity-wise. Yeah. And but there's a few strong locals that I know they play pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's not like Shanghai. I mean,
Yeah.
I say anyone that wants to go play pool and gamble and play the good players in China, I say Shanghai is the best place for that.
So they do gamble in Shanghai quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot. Yeah, in Shanghai, I've been a few times before, and it's pretty good. There's a good number of players that play a good speed, and not just men, females too. I gamble with a few females,
I believe that.
and very strong, very strong. Yeah, the whole country actually. It's just that when
They've
you,
embraced pool.
yeah,
Yeah.
but when you're not in Shanghai, you gotta know more exactly where you're going and where's the area where the players are, as opposed to Shanghai. Shanghai,
They're just everywhere.
there's 2, 3 pool halls where you know that there's gonna be good players and you're gonna get games.
Gotcha. That's a good
But
shot
yeah,
there.
the level is unbelievable there, I feel. Yeah, that was good safety. No jump shots in this event, so
How do you feel about that? It's interesting.
it's good rule. It's good rule, yeah.
Because
It's a good old school rule.
Yeah, and it's on one hand, you're making guys kick, a part of the game that in some ways was sort of been degraded because of the invention of the jump cue and the introduction of the jump cue. And now it's a real weapon, especially in bar box
Right.
competitions. If you're not proficient with a jump cue, you're at a disadvantage from the guys that are really
yes,
good
I
at
agree.
it. But on a 9-foot table, you got to know how to kick, and that's
Right.
I like no jump cue. I think it's
Of course, jumping takes skill too. But
for
yeah,
sure.
I always thought it's like in baseball. In baseball, they don't allow you to use a bat that is heavier than a certain weight or
right.
longer
yeah.
than a certain length, right? I think pool should be like that. I think the only reason why I don't like a jump cue is because you see in other sports there are limitations, and I remember that the limitations for even for a playing cue, I think they used to be capped at 60, and then it couldn't be shorter than 56 inches.
Right.
So not only I'm against a jump cue, but I think guys should not be using longer cues neither.
Extensions.
Right.
Yeah, where they've got like an extra foot on the end of their cue.
Right.
Yeah.
They should use the bridge and
Right.
learn to be proficient with a bridge. I mean, if you're going as far as, right? I mean, there should be
Right.
limitations in length and weight, right?
No, I agree with you. That's another interesting thing though with respect to the bridges. I know just not hardly anybody practices getting proficient using a bridge, but when I see these Filipino players and the average of them, I mean these guys are all maybe 5'6". They're 5'6" and below, but yet
Right.
very rarely are they actually reaching for the cue ball. Like their position play and their cue ball control is such that I'm reaching all the time and I'm 6 feet. It's funny
Right,
to me. It's like,
right.
well, they have excellent cue ball control, and you get a real good perspective of that when you see these guys play.
That was a tough shot. I was just gonna tell you, particularly on these tough diamonds that we're playing, you had to hit that one ball right in the spot where it goes in. Otherwise, it's a miss. And he hit a bad. Misjudged there. And it looks like he had a little bit of a roll. Casey might be able to thin
Yeah,
to thin it and go 2 rails and leave the one behind the 4.
Yeah.
I think he's able to do that, avoiding to contact the 2 ball, and then the cue ball will go to the other end rail and. Oh no, he's saying. I don't think he can
yeah.
see the ball at all.
Interesting.
I guess that's all he had.
Yeah. Huh. What do you think of this kid anyway? He is like, what, 20 years old?
Yeah,
Kaci?
very strong player.
Unbelievable fundamentals. He's
Yeah.
very smooth delivery. He comes through the ball so nice. He really does have a nice stroke.
Yes, he's one of the stronger players in the world right now. He's been placing high in many of the big events.
Did he play in for a junior national team before he started playing in professional events? Because it's like he appeared and 2 years ago I didn't know who he was, and now suddenly he's on
He
the main
was
stage.
known for a good year at least to show up in all the Euro Tour events.
Okay.
And I think he spent some time in Greece, and he plays some of the good players there in Greece, which is not far from Albania.
Right.
He was known in Europe before he came to.
So when he
to
was
the
like
US.
15, 16, 17, he was
Yeah.
making noise as
Yeah,
a junior. Yeah, I
he
figured
was
as much.
already.
Yeah.
And I think one of the first times he came to the US, he came for that Darren Appleton Whirlpool Series.
Mm-hmm.
He was only 18 then. And yeah, people didn't know him, but then he started doing really well in events in both the US and the international events.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The cue ball is really the tough part here. I think he's. Oh, he's got it.
Good shot. Good
That's a
conservative shot there.
No, that's a great.
He could have went for the shot, but there was no
The way
easy
to get on the
position.
cue ball. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was saying.
Right.
I wasn't sure if he was playing safe or not until he struck it, and then it was obvious he wasn't going for the shot. But there's just too much traffic, I think, for him to get down table and back up. That was.
Yeah. This is where these Taiwanese players are dangerous. You think you got them on a situation like that, but
I know that happened to Filler based on his
Yeah.
expression when I was watching that 10-foot match.
I think he's aiming to hit this one ball, two rails, and if he only hits half a ball, that cue ball will
Travel.
billiard the 7 ball, and then the one's gonna go to the opposite corner pocket, and he might get a save out of that.
Oh,
He hit it bad,
Yeah.
very bad.
Mm.
That's unlike him. He didn't even get close at all.
you know, the one thing about Filler, too, that I think is terrifying for the rest of you pros out there, if nothing else, is that in the short period of time I became aware of who he was, just watching his matches a year ago versus what I just watched this week,
Right.
he's already adapting. He's playing more safeties than he was a year ago. Like, he's
Right,
starting to
right.
see ways
He was
to
more
win.
offensive before. Right,
He's not
right.
just trying to overpower people anymore,
No,
which I think
he's-
he was
he-
guilty of for a while.
He's the next best thing. I mean,
Oh, he's
right-
remarkable.
right when all the hype was on Casey here,
Mm-hmm.
and in just a matter of a few months, and after he just won the World 9 ball,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's talking about him.
Yeah.
Darren Appleton calls him the new Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh, wow. Yeah, high praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I can see where he's coming from, though. After watching him in person, Joshua is very impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he pretty much robbed that World 9 ball tournament. I mean, no player got close. He was just cruising. He was hitting all the balls the same speed. Everything very easy, very easy. Well, that's a big
Oh.
mistake by Casey.
Yeah, he's not going to like that.
He meant to draw a little bit more, and it went a little forward. He's feeling the pressure. This is pressure at this point, I feel. 7-5 down. This was not an easy out.
Mm-mm.
He wanted to get on the other side of that 2 to maybe come up 2 rails for the 4. This was not that easy of an out. But I mean, a guy his level, you maybe didn't expect that from him. But he's still at the table. That's what counts. He's got a pretty easy save here. 2 rails under, above the 6 ball.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to work with there. She ought to be able to hide that cue ball.
Yeah, he wants to leave him in line, like 2-9-2. He wants to leave that 2 ball near the middle diamond and leave the cue ball near the middle diamond in the other end. I think that's the shot. Or maybe, yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, that's precisely what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
If not the 6, 7, yeah, ultimately
This is
that's
good.
going to work
This is
well.
good.
Yep,
This very good shot. Yeah. He was actually trying to bring the cue ball
underneath the 6.
behind the 7,
Yeah,
but
or this. Yeah, I always get those confused. This guy.
this will work.
Yeah. Have you noticed a difference with this newer Cyclops cue ball? Do you have a opinion of how it plays compared?
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. of course they're round, just like any other brand.
Yep, yep.
So it's hard to. But I think the first sets that they manufacture,
Hmm.
you could see there was clearly something wrong. They were not the same quality as the sets that they've been coming up with.
Hmm.
The new Zeus TV sets and this Hyperion are definitely much better quality. But of course, just like any, wow, that's 2 kicks that he didn't hit the ball. Huh? I did that in my match before. I don't feel that bad now.
Yeah, no, I asked a few different pros their opinion, and I think a few just, if anything else, they're liking the idea that the old Cyclops just had the one red dot,
Yeah.
whereas with the addition, it lets
And-
you know a little bit more.
And the one that had that eye,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
those
That one
balls
was like
were
translucent.
not that good.
I didn't like
Yeah.
the one with the eye.
Yeah, they have
at all.
definitely improved it.
Yeah.
They have definitely improved it.
Yeah, this is their better version, I think.
I think they're both good. Aramid are good. Cyclop are good. It's good to have 2 brands. It's okay. Well, that's a big break here for Casey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he needed
he
it.
screw up, but he's still gonna get this game. That should give him a little confidence. And Chang has missed 2 kicks, very uncharacteristic of him.
Mm-hmm.
That could definitely turn things around here.
Yeah, I think so. Kaci needed a break. Got one, and now he's got to tie this. He's got to get out here and snap off another game, and then he would actually be putting a lot of pressure back on Chang, I think. Player break. Oh.
I think he went to get his extension.
Yep, there you go. Get that longer cue out. When I was talking with Mike earlier, you know, it would be interesting if they did the 10-foot challenge in one of the rooms upstairs, have like an action room type setup for AccuStats where they could leave that 10-footer set up all week long so that at night they could have ring games and challenge matches and more gambling on that 10-footer. Don't you think that would be something the crowds, people would love to watch that, I would think, all week long?
I don't know if there will be enough demand though.
Enough demand? Yeah.
I think the money players will wanna gamble on a 9-footer.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense to me. I think that's legit.
It might be different if other events are played on a 10-footer,
Mm-hmm.
but
Since it's a novelty, basically.
since there's only this Bigfoot event here at the Derby City, I think players only get interested for this event. But
Yeah.
you see, if you think about it, it's only a elite number of players that
Right.
play in that event because it's a high entry and it's
Yeah.
tough competition. So
It's incredible to watch, though. I'll tell you, as a fan, you wouldn't know it was a 10-foot table based on the way they play.
right,
Like, I mean,
right.
They make it look like a
They
9-foot table.
they miss just as little as they will miss on a 9-footer
Yeah,
or
it's impressive.
practically. Yeah. I think it was a good idea. It's just hard. I mean, it will be hard for the pool room owners to want to occupy more space.
Oh, sure. No, I'm just
And-
thinking about the fact that they are breaking it down at
Right.
night and setting up a 9-foot. I'm like, well, if you just
Right.
set it up to be the, where it is all week long,
Oh, I see what
you know,
you're
and
saying.
have a
I
10-footer
see what you're-
upstairs and like
and
an
that way
action
you don't
room.
have to move it, and
Yeah,
and
just
people
leave
might
it
get
there
in.
the whole
yeah,
week.
Yeah,
Put
yeah,
a
that's
stream
good
in
idea.
there.
Right.
You know.
But the thing is that the AccuStats have to stream the other events.
yeah,
So it will be a little.
that's the
Yeah, I don't
difficult
know.
part. No, it's like AccuStats needs to have their own action room. Have their own
Oh, I
own
see.
separate
I
room
see
where
what you're
people can
saying.
pay-per-view and watch their.
Right.
Because it's
right.
not like people aren't going to stop watching what they're doing already.
Right.
There's enough enough pool fans to go around, I think.
Well, he's got a shot here.
It's tough with the 4-5.
Yeah. I think he was trying to see if he can play the combo, and it's
Mm,
playable. If
yeah.
he gets right on the rail,
Yep, where his hand is.
he can play it. I think he's gonna go for it. When you play this caliber of players, you don't want to be playing safe too much.
No.
I mean, when you have to, you have to. But if you make sure that they don't get back to the table, that's your best weapon against them. Well, he hit that terrible. Little mental mistake here, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes this happens though. I mean, two players that strong facing each other. Some matches there's uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen today, like I said, I think I attribute most of what I'm witnessing today to mental fatigue. It's an extraordinarily long, difficult week against the best players in the world.
And this is the end of the event.
That's
Yeah,
right.
We've been
We're
here
winding
already
down.
7-8 days. Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, I've literally seen more mistakes in the last 3 matches than I've probably seen most of the week. You know, so it's like just to let people know the quality of play is extraordinary. And so this is uncharacteristic of both guys.
I think he's kicking that way to avoid breaking up the 4-5. I think that's why he did that. Well, it turned out okay. I have a feeling he's gonna be safe his next inning, but not that
a
easy
fun
to
shot
play
out of
safe
that
here.
pocket. Never a fan of shooting out of a pocket.
Yeah, no, this is tough. This is tough. If he had room to draw the cue ball, he could attempt to stop the 3 ball with the 9. At the same time, you're giving the 9 action and maybe put the cue ball behind the 5 ball. But I don't think he can go down on that cue ball. He's in a tough spot here. I don't even know what to do there. I probably just hit and hope. Sometimes that works best than trying an impossible safety, right?
Right. Well, that's one thing my instructor taught me, a gentleman I took lessons from, said that, well, no matter what, when you're at the table, you better have a plan. And whatever that shot you decide to go with is the one you shoot with confidence.
Yeah.
You cannot just, guess and swing at it.
Right.
There are certain circumstances where maybe it is a calculated guess, but even that, it's like it's your best effort. Always giving your best stroke. No matter
but
what.
you see, this was an obvious shot. Just try to leave distance and go 2 reels with the cue ball. But not only could it turn out that he sold out, I think he got lucky and he got Kaci, but he could have very easily let him see that shot. Sometimes the hit and hope, I'm pro that. Sometimes
it comes into play, though. Yeah, like you said, it's just you don't have.
There's
a lot
6
to work
holes,
with.
right?
Yeah, right. And a game like 9 ball, whoa, Nelly, oh my goodness.
Well, that was a great shot, and he
He's gotta
stayed
do it
down
again.
really nicely. That was a great shot he hit there.
Hit it too good. Hit it so pure it
And
almost followed it in.
And he's got another tough shot here.
He's got to do it all over again.
It makes it easier that the 5 is near the pocket, so he only has to focus on rolling that 4 ball in. That's all he has to do. But pretty demanding shot.
This is super tough.
After the 3 ball he made, though, I make him a 60-40 favorite to make this shot.
Well, if he hits it the same precise way, he's in jeopardy of getting behind the 7 or 8 or like hooking himself. He's got to make sure not have that cue ball roll far past that side pocket.
Right.
All right.
No, yeah, this is a very touchy.
It's tough. It's tough because then if you're thinking about the speed, your accuracy, you just got to make this ball, like you said. Cause
I'll change the average. It's 40-60 against him. I have a feeling he's gonna miss.
It's tough, man. I think it's super tough.
7-6 down.
Yeah, he knows it.
Short stroke, they say, for these shots, right? Follow through
For
and
accuracy.
short warm-up strokes there. Some experts even say that you need to look at the cue ball last in this particular
I've been taught
rail
that.
shots. I don't know why, but usually you're supposed to look at the object ball, right?
I think for amateurs at least, I think it's for making good contact with the cue ball, because a lot of times people will look up and they'll literally have a miss hit or a miscue because they're not. You don't have that much of the cue ball to work with in the first place. So I
Right.
think a lot of instructors, that's part of the mentality or the thought behind that, is ensuring that you have your good contact.
Right.
Now, he took a big
Well-
swing at that and played
Well,
safe.
this is very smart of him.
That
I like
is
his
beautiful.
choice there. I like his choice there, and it's probably gonna work out well for him.
That was really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that most likely will keep him in the match. If he would have hanged that 4 or sell out there, that would most likely been. It could have very easily been the last time he shot in the set.
Yeah.
So that was a very smart choice. I think you can see the edge of that 4,
Yeah.
but not easy to do something good with it, right?
Right. That's the tricky part. Is where does he go? We're gonna see here.
I think he's banking it to the other end rail near the 5.
Okay.
Center
And
diamond.
put the cue ball around the 7
and
ball.
Yeah, or in the center diamond in the other end.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all he's got, and not that hard to execute. And try to leave him in line with the 8 ball. The 8 is the blocker ball. Because if he tries to get the cue ball all the way to where the 6 ball is, that 4 ball might go up and down and leave a shot on the side or something. I think that's what he's gonna try to do.
Now that's the other thing I've noticed, is that just the influx of people that have made the transition to the carbon fiber, whether it's Predator or one of the other industry, Q-Tech, or I think there's even an Italian manufacturer that's got a carbon fiber. Seeing a lot of them this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of good players using them.
Well, I never paid too much attention until I saw players that are using them that aren't sponsored by them. That means something a little different to me.
And even
They're
the ones
choosing
that
to
are
use it.
that are sponsor. I mean, I think if a player really does not like it, I mean, they will have to be getting a lot of money from a sponsor
Wow,
to want to use it.
another
But
mistake.
don't forget that not too many pro players get
Sponsored.
money
Right.
for playing with certain products. Many of them just get products.
Yeah, they'll just get the shirt or the cue itself and
Right.
nothing else.
And when that's the case, that might not be enough incentive for the player to want to play with a shaft that they're not comfortable with.
Sure.
So I would say most of them
Like
have
it.
to be comfortable.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a reason. It's not just because it's a fad or that it's cool.
Right. Right.
They play good.
They gotta like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. I mean, but it's definitely a different hit. But no, there's a reason there's so many out there. I believe. I think it's the trend. Technology finally caught up with the game. I think there's legitimate science behind the power that you get and the low deflection and the accuracy. It's like
Right.
it's- Yeah, I just like the way he delivers the cue.
Well, it looks like we're gonna go to 7-7.
All right, in the center. Yeah, we got ourselves a tied up match here.
Very good. Very good. I have to give the edge to Casey at this point.
Yeah, well, especially with seeing these errors from Chang that are just so uncharacteristic. You
Yeah,
gotta
and
think he's off.
Casey was patient and he made mistakes throughout the set, but he still keeping his composure.
Hmm. Do you know who you're playing next?
No, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Do you now? Is that a strategy? Do you purposefully try and stay away from knowing who your opponents are when you're traveling in big tournaments?
Yes, I don't like having to think of I go have lunch or I have to go to sleep and I gotta think, oh Jesus, I gotta play that guy tomorrow. No, I don't like that.
Right.
I try not to look.
I think
I
that's
just want to
smart.
know the table and the hour.
Yeah. What time, and where.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a smart approach. I think people can get too caught up in the idea of their opponent.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I
'cause
like
you're really
that.
playing the table anyway, right? Like,
Or sometimes you see the name of a player that you don't know and you relax and you don't go hit balls an hour before your match because you say to yourself, oh, who's this guy, right? But if you don't know, you're gonna get ready because you don't know who you're playing, right?
yeah.
So I think it's a good thing. But some people might wanna be prepared, mentally prepared with depending what opponent. So,
Mm.
but the way I do it works for me. Well, not really. I've been doing terrible in these events, but whatever.
No, I like that approach, though. I think that's a smart way to go about it.
Oh, it came out dry here, huh?
Yeah, that's rough. There's not a whole lot of trouble other than the 5, what is that, the 5-6, which can be manipulated once he moves the 2 ball.
Yeah, well, from the 2 to the 3, that won't be easy. He needs a good angle here,
Yeah.
and that 8 ball is gonna bother him.
Right, yeah, it's tricky. This is difficult.
I think he wants to come around. I think he's gonna punch it, one rail out and aim to the middle of the table, right? He doesn't want to play it in the other corner because that 8 ball could be a big ball, especially if you have to maneuver your way for a position for the 3 ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna punch it out. Kiamko will play rail first this one, I think. He's so good at these shots. Rail first and around, 3 rails. But I think he's gonna punch it out. These rails are kind of springy.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna punch it out and try to get to the middle of the table. Just like
Just
that. I
like
like that
that.
shot, yeah.
That's nice.
Very nice
Boy, you
shot.
called that. That was perfect.
And now he's got the perfect angle to get to the 3.
Yep.
Of course, these guys don't play combos unless they're 100% in. 100% easy combo. Unless it's like that, they don't usually go for combos.
Man.
Have a much better percentage of running out. Almost doesn't matter how tough the out is. Now, if there is something tied up and the out is pretty much impossible, then they might go for a lower percentage combo, but otherwise they go for the out. It looks like he overhit that.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness.
Well, we might see a combo now.
Entirely
After all.
possible. Yeah, well, I know that's not what he was trying to do.
No, not at all. No, he was
Man.
playing position. He overhit that definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely just a little bit off. Not quite what we're used to.
This tough equipment. These diamond tables play tough. Some tables have the cloth a little more worn than others in this event. I wonder if that throws off the player's speed a little bit.
Well, so these they come from Diamond, and Diamond's factory is not that far from here, correct?
Yes, but they're not all of them are brand new. Some
Yeah,
of
you
them
would
have been used in other events.
See, you would-
Some other have the cloth a little more worn than
Yeah.
others.
That would be something that I would hope for as a player. I would hope that they would all just be new felt, so that every playing surface is the same, at least at the beginning of the
Yeah,
tournament, rather than
yeah.
having some that are used and some that are not.
Right,
That
right.
would be my.
Of course, such a big event with large fields and all. I mean, this
Yeah.
is not like Turning Stone
Right.
or the U.S. Open with only 128 players, 16 tables. This is over 40 tables in this place and 500 player fields.
Oh boy, look at that! Wow.
This is gonna cost him. This is gonna cost him.
Yeah.
He had to go for this. He had to go for this combo. I mean, there was a safety possibility, but combos are gonna cost you games sometimes. Sometimes you win those games quick, but sometimes they're gonna cost you games.
Yeah. Well,
Casey's not missing this one. This 9-ball's a little too close to the pocket. I mean, it's not dead, but I don't see him missing this one. Big turnaround here.
yeah, he really wants to not let Chang back to the table. If he can get this to go and be breaking for the set, breaking for the match.
I've seen quite a few illegal breaks though. I mean, not
Have you?
the break shot not that big an advantage in this event. A lot of illegal break shots. Which will mean this set could very easily go heel-heel.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
wow! Well, maybe it was a little harder than I thought. And he's
Oh wow.
wow!
A lot going on there.
I did not expect him to miss this combo.
Well,
I guess it wasn't that easy. He had to cut the tree well into the and hit that 9-ball good. Maybe it was not as easy.
I wonder-
Sometimes on video,
well, it's
shots
hard
look
to
a
see
little
from here,
easier.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder too if he had to swerve that cue ball at all,
Right.
because that 4-ball was kind of sticking out.
And there was quite a long distance too. Yeah,
Mhm.
it wasn't that easy. I don't think.
That's the thing. It's really noticeable trying to commentate is that you just, even when you think you see the angle, unless you're at the table, it's really hard to know for sure if a guy can see a ball.
It's different when you're at the table
yes,
for sure.
it is.
Now he had a little fortunate that Chang
That
is
8-ball.
inevitably running into that 8-ball.
Mm-hmm.
And be careful, he runs into that 8-ball, hits it a little too full, and he could even scratch. And I tell you more, if he doesn't hit it that full, he could even scratch on the side if he tries to go. Yeah, I don't know, he's in a tough spot here. He might have to just try to punch it and draw here and hope to get some type of a shot on the 4-ball. I don't think I like following here. That's a smart shot, and he needs to play safe here. There's no way he's cutting this in. If that 6-ball was not in front of the 5, maybe. But the way the 5 and 6 is, he could very easily get hooked on the 5, so he's gonna play the straight up safety.
Oop.
Okay, I'm up.
Go get him. Thank you
Okay.
for sitting in. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Matthew.
Good luck in your match.
Yeah.
Have fun and bear down. Take care. So Mark is off to play Jeremy Jones, and we will finish this match out here. See if Chang is. I think we got Mike D is coming back over to join me here now that Mark's off to play his match versus a Jeremy Jones. Thank you, Mike, for coming back in.
Hey, what's up, Matt? How's it going, buddy?
I figured out how to add game scores.
Did you really?
I got
Look
that
at you.
going for me, which
That's
is
awesome,
nice.
man.
So, and now Chang and Kaci have both been making a lot of errors. I have to say, we've seen more errors here in this last 4 games than I'm accustomed to seeing from either guy. And Mark and I were just discussing the fact that this is a long tournament. This has got to be mental fatigue. I mean, if nothing else, these guys have been grinding for 6, 7 straight days of
Yes.
world-class pool. and I've just seen some kicks and some safeties where they're selling out that you just never see.
So I've been watching this table, and the one pocket table next to him has Corey and Alex Pagaline trying to keep up with the score while Mark was in here.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I've been watching the whole match. Stoic.
Yes.
The word stoic comes to mind.
Okay.
Both of these fellas, they're pretty stoic.
Yeah.
And yes, things keep going wrong, and they keep looking like they have kind of an inner rage.
Yeah.
But they're holding it together completely. There's no
Yeah.
chalk slamming for these fellas.
Right.
They just go sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Calm and collected, but they are both sick to their stomachs right now.
Oh,
yeah,
I believe you,
the
man.
things keep rolling too far, and not by an inch. I mean, they're out of line. Things are not going great. Chang had a moment there where to make the 3-9 combo a second ago that I would put money on him all day long.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, that was, and then there was another one where Kaci was looking at a 3-9 combo that was a lot more difficult, where I think he had to swerve the cue ball slightly to make the combination. But yeah, there's just been a lot of funny stuff, and yeah, most of the people I know would be slamming their cue and yelling and not happy at all, but these guys, you wouldn't know.
I got so much respect for both of them is really what it comes down to. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Kaci? Is that how you say his name?
I believe it's Kaci.
All right, I believe that. He sat in and commentated with me for just a moment, and he was real friendly, real smiley, not stoic at all. Is
No.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
real
yeah.
friendly, easy to laugh.
Table presence is different than
Exactly. Yeah.
real
No. Kaci, he stays down on the ball. He reminds me of the end in a pose kind of a thing. I mean, that guy ends his shots in a pose. There was a shot where the ball stopped moving before he moved at all.
Yeah.
You know, that typical thing.
Well, that is in, I don't know if it's Babe Cranfield or, I mean, I've bought a bunch of books over the years, but I've read that in an instruction manual somewhere before where someone says that, the only time you move your bridge hand or lift your cue is when the cue ball stops rolling.
Yeah.
Which you can't always do, obviously, especially if you're drawing a ball, but the premise, you understand, the point of it is
Yes.
to stay down.
Yeah.
So you're,
Yeah.
and then I've also read in many places you stay down until the ball falls in the pocket, which you see these guys, almost all of them do that part.
Right.
And then their head and their hand comes up after the ball drops.
Yep. I would bet you the ones who don't used to, and now they're just kind of cheating it a little bit because their body mechanics are so used to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, even Filler is just such a fast shooter that he's up and walking towards his next shot before the balls are down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's his style.
Yep.
Which is really entertaining.
Yeah, where you look at a guy like Mitch Ellerman, you tell him to slow down, you're going to throw off his whole game, his whole body mechanics, his whole rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Slowing down is just not, what he does.
That was something Mark Vidal was just sharing with me. He's like, you take two players of equal power or equal rating per se,
Right.
and the faster player will win 60-70% of the time. And he
Really?
thinks it's part of that mental. And that's why I say I really wanted to see Mitch, and I hope one day he gets to participate.
Okay, now I had really felt like Chang was on the hill there.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Was he? Is it over?
Yeah, they're
Did we
done.
miss
Yeah,
a
so
game? Oh, we
Chang,
won a game. We
you
lost
are
a
a
game.
champion. Nice work.
Apologize.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to stop this
There's
recording.
a game behind.
Hey, thanks for
care,
joining us.
everybody.
Matt McInnes, thank you very much. Mike D,
Mike.
Bad Boys Billiards, Mark Vidal, Billiard Shopping Network, Rick Jones, 2019 Derby City Classic.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah.